Next is one of my favorites. It's the fifth sign, what we call Leo, okay? But Jaimini makes fun of Leo, and he just wants us to call it the fifth sign. I've had a lot of experiences watching Leo energy and how it works, and just how well it works has astounded me. I have a lot of respect for this one just because I've seen it a lot. Sutra 126, Jaimini simply says, Sesha Swapadini. Now, Sesha means that which remains, that which stays, okay? Numerically it becomes the number 5, so we're dealing with the fifth sign. Now, most translators of Jaimini don't use the meaning of Sesha in their sutra at all, because they just take the number and throw the word out. I only throw the word out if it means a house or a sign. If it means something else, I always use the word in the sutra. So here I use this word, remaining, okay, that which remains. Okay. Then there's Swapadini. Now, Swa means self. Padini really means your feet, your own feet, with your feet. Okay. So it's yourself where your feet are. Well, that's your territory, right? Where your feet are, where your own feet are, is your life, your territory, your kingdom, right? God put you there. However long you be there, that's your kingdom. That's the idea of Swapadini. Now, interesting enough, Swapadini is a word they use to describe tigers, lions, wild beasts. And what all these things have in common is that they're territorial creatures. Now, the most famous of these is the lion. Okay? Now, especially in Greece, Europe, North Africa, lion was famous. They didn't have tigers. Now, of course, you go to India, the lion's a pussycat, right? In India, the real animal is the tiger. But really, there's no difference between Leo as a lion and Leo as a tiger. It's the idea of the territorial animal. Now, yes, in European culture, coming up from Egypt up into Europe and all that, the lion is the most territorial great beast. But in India, it's actually the tiger. Okay? It's a much more magnificent cat than a little pussycat of a lion. But this shows, the fact that we associate with the lion, I think, really does show how much influence the zodiac signs have from from Western culture, from the Arabs most notably, not like Europe, but more like the Arabs and stuff, have influenced, and the Greeks, how they've influenced the Indian astrology. But and I think that's one way Jaimini wants us not to use the names of the signs, and he just wants us to use numbers and kind of try to get back to some more older tradition. And for that, it's just wild beasts. It's not a lion, it's not a tiger, it's just Swapadini, wild beasts. But it's more than that. It's where your feet are, where your own feet are planted. What is that? That's your territory. What do wild beasts have? They have their territory, and they stay in their territories, and they defend their territories. And so what the sutra really says, well, we can read it as remaining wild beasts of prey, or remaining in one's own place. So it's the idea of, this is my territory, this is my place, okay? And I'm staying here. That's all there is to Leo, okay? What problems do I have? It don't matter. This is my place, and I am staying here. And as a result, the problems just have to eventually go away, you know? It's just going to happen. So say you're a lion in the jungle, and there's not enough food. So what do? You just stay there. Eventually, more food will show up. Okay? Until then, you tighten your little belt every day. So it's such an easy solution when it comes to the fifth sign. Stick to your commitment, stick to your territory, keep what is yours, and just be territorial. Stay there. And actually, it might take 1,000,000 years, but it'll get better. If you're having problems in your marriage, and you just have to stay there, and it'll get better if it's Leo. Okay? It's not going to get better if it's Cancer, but if it's Leo, it will. All right? So just remaining in your place, defining your territory. What is your place? Where is your life? Where do you know your life is? Just staying there, and the problems will resolve. Okay? They will get better. Life will flourish in that place. Where else is life going to flourish but in your place, in your territory, right? If life is not flourishing in your territory, it's not going to flourish in anyone else's territory. It's going to do worse than in your own territory. And as bad as your own territory gets, It's still your kingdom. It's still your territory. It's still your best option. Okay? And when we're dealing with the number 5, with Pancha, we're not dealing with heaven. We're dealing with, okay, it's a struggle to make things good in this world. And each sign is undergoing this struggle to make things as best as possible. And what Jaimini is talking about here are the struggle each sign has to go through to make things better. Okay? And through that struggle, life becomes richer. Okay? Life becomes better. And for Leo, that simply means being territorial, remaining in your place, and that's it. No other thinking required. So all it takes is stubbornness, you know. And, you know, I've seen people with Leo, strong Leo stuff, either certain houses, planets, or their Atmakaraka and things like in Leo. When it comes down to it, I just see them over years go through just hard stuff, and there's their sheer stubbornness, you know, just the fact that they stay where they are sure they're supposed to be. Eventually, it can't help but work better, okay? All right, so a really, really simple one for Leo, but really, really important. Now, of course, if a person has bad planets in Leo, then of course they won't have any confidence that this is their place. They'll want to leave that place. They won't believe that that's their place. And they won't have the staying power, you know. But if they've got their Amakaraka there, if they've got good Avashtas there, whatever. Now, as you know, the sign of your Atmakaraka especially shows a theme for how your life will do well. So whatever sign your Atmakaraka is in, you want to look at that theme. Okay? All right, enough on the 5th sign.